What's up, everybody? This is the Welcome to the Show podcast brought to you by Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/welcome to the show to get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial. That's audibletrial.com/welcome to the show. Also, have you reviewed our podcast yet? Please take 2 minutes to leave a 5-star rating and a review for the Welcome to the Show podcast wherever you're listening to this podcast right now. It helps people to find our show. All right, so today, guys, we're going to talk about, we're going to speculate a little something about Christian Yelich. We're going to talk about Jose Ramirez a little bit. We're going to have a discussion about Max Scherzer really quick. Hopefully, we'll fill out an all-star ballot together here on the show. And then later on, I have an NBA question for my co-host, CT. What's good, CT?
An NBA question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just going to say this from the beginning. I have the hiccups, guys, so it's going to happen. And just apologizing ahead of time.
No gimmicks here. These are serious hiccups. We spent the last 10 minutes trying different remedies to try to solve this problem. It's unsolvable.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Maybe baseball's the cure. We shall find out.
Let's get into it.
All right, CT. So the first thing is Christian Yelich. So one, he's been dealing with some back issues. So he's missed games on 2 separate occasions now because he's dealing with back stiffness. But when he's on the field, it seems like in every other game he's hitting a home run. So through 48 games this season, he already has 21 home runs, and that got me thinking. The guys that have hit 60 or more home runs, how many home runs have they had through 48 games in their respective seasons? And this is what I got. So when Babe Ruth hit 60 home runs in 1927, he had 18 home runs through 48 games. So Christian Yelich is ahead of Babe Ruth. Through 48 games in 1961, Roger Maris has 16 home runs. That season, he has 61. In 1998, Mark McGwire had 24 through 48 games. He finished the season with 70. In 1999, Mark McGwire did it again. He had 65 that year, but he only had 15 through 48 games. Sammy Sosa had 9 through 48 games in 1998. He had 17 through 48 games in 1999. He had 14 through 48 games in 2001. And Barry Bonds had 26 through 48 games in 2001 as well. So only of all those 8 instances, only twice has a player had more home runs than Christian Yelich has through 48 games. That was Mark McGwire in 1998, and that was Barry Bonds in 2001. So
that's crazy. Wow.
Right? Here's my question. So what do you think? Do you think that and another thing, by the way, since he's missed games, I calculated this too. If he were to play at this pace that he's currently playing on, where he's out of every 55 games, he misses 7 games. He plays 48. That means that by the end of the season, he's on pace to play 141 total games, and his home run total currently he's on pace for 62. So, wow. Do you think that Yelich could do it? Do you think he could be the next member of the 60 home run club?
I thought you were going to ask me if I think Yelich is on steroids because everybody on that list, besides Babe Ruth and Roger Maris, took PEDs.
Truth.
Do I think Yelich could do it? Oh, man. I don't know, man. I feel like Stanton, the year that Stanton hit 58 or 59, he was on a pretty ridiculous pace and he didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Yelich. I don't think anybody's hitting 60 home runs.
I think that and that's a good point that you made about the steroids. The guys that have done it, 6 of those 8 instances were done by guys who have tested they haven't tested positive for steroids, but they have been accused or implicated in steroid abuse. And in the case of Barry Bonds, there was documentation. In the case of Sammy Sosa, I don't think there was. It was just speculation. And in Mark McGwire's case, we know from the FBI agent Greg Stayskull that he was taking steroids. But the difference now is there's no steroids, that we know of involved, but there is a juiced baseball. So, home runs are flying. We think, and I think that if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Because home runs are up. They're insane right now. Everybody's hitting home runs.
No, they really are. Yeah, they really are. And I'm seeing guys hit home runs where it looks like they didn't even catch all of the ball. and it's oppo, and it still goes over the fence. It's crazy.
You have guys like Brett Gardner, who was projected to be a bench player this season. He has 8 home runs already. That's a lot for a guy like Brett Gardner. He's on pace for like 25 plus. You have guys like Gary Sanchez, who doesn't play every day and missed parts of the beginning of the year. He already has 15 home runs. You have guys like the next guy is Cody Bellinger. But this is the thing. This is the impressive thing about Christian Yelich. Christian Yelich's pace is that Cody Bellinger has 19 home runs, but he's played more games, so he's on pace to hit 57. So we're including in calculating this pace for Christian Yelich. We're anticipating that he's going to miss more games, and he still is projected to exceed the 60 home run limit. And it just seems like everything this guy touches is flying. So
yeah, and
I wouldn't be surprised if he did it, man.
That's the most impressive thing about this. He's missed that many games. When he said first 48, I thought we were talking about his first 48, but we're just talking about the first 48 games for his team.
We're talking about so his team has played 55 games.
Oh, okay.
He's played in 48 of them.
No, but still, the fact that he has, he's missed that much time and he leads the majors in home runs.
Yeah.
I just don't know what it is about that number 60 that I just don't see happening. But if it happens, I'd be the happiest kid in the world, because it's something that you're lucky to catch once every 2 decades or whatever it is, unless you grew up in the 90s like we did. And we saw it. Sammy Sosa did it 3 times. McGuire did it twice. Barry Bonds did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be super excited if he did it. But then I think back to Giancarlo Stanton's MVP season, and he couldn't do it. And I feel like his pace was crazy at that point.
Yeah, and Christian Yelich. The crazy thing about Christian Yelich is that one season in 2015 he played 126 games and he only hit 7 home runs. 2014 he played 144 games. He hit 9 home runs. And then when his power production started to go up, he hit 21 in 2016 and 81. That's not true. 18. Wow, imagine 18 in 2017, and now all of a sudden he's this like elite power hitter, like out of nowhere at age 26, 27.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, at least Cody Bellinger came into the league as a power hitting rookie.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't think anybody could have ever projected Christian Yelich being like this, putting out this kind of power production. Look at the class of people that he's in. Sammy Sosa, McGuire, Bonds. Like I would have never guessed that Christian Yelich could do this. And he doesn't even, I don't know, he just looks kind of too skinny for a guy to be doing this.
Yeah. I'm trying to see here. Hold on one second. That's not the right year. What was the year? Was it 2017 that Giancarlo Stanton hit 59 home runs?
2016. 2017, because oh my God, he becomes a Yankee. He becomes a Yankee the year after.
So that year, through 48 games, he had 13 home runs. So he's even ahead of Giancarlo Stanton's pace. But I remember that was the season that Giancarlo made the adjustment to his batting stance, and he closed his stance even more. And then he I think in like 48 games or some shit, he had like 30 home runs or so. I don't want to exaggerate, but it was something.
No, yeah, it was
something crazy like that.
Like towards on the second half of the season is when he really started turning it up. But he played 159 games that year.
Yeah.
And he only hit 59. So, but then again, I don't consider the Marlins ballpark as like a home run hitter's ballpark. So who knows what would have happened if he played elsewhere.
Yeah. And another thing that you brought up with the Sammy Sosa, that he did it 3 times. Here's another interesting fact that I think I've thought of before, but it was re-illustrated for me today. He's the only player to have hit 60 or more home runs and not lead the league in home runs in any of those seasons. So in 1998, he hit 66, but Mark McGuire hit 70 that year. In 1999, he hit 63. Mark McGuire hit 65. In 1999, 2000, nobody hit 60 or more. In 2001, he hit 64, but Barry Bonds hit 73. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. And isn't he also the only one to do it 3 times?
He's the only one to do it 3 times. Mark McGuire did it twice. Sammy Sosa did it 3 times. Everybody else has only done it once.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Insanity, man.
Hall of Famer, man. Get him in the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Famer Sammy Sosa, the Pink Panther.
Oh man, that one hurt.
These hiccups are the best.
They're throwing me off. I can't even get like a point across because at any moment, I could just let one go.
Would you be surprised if Christian Yelich was? A story came out tomorrow. Christian Yelich has been suspended 80 games for PED use.
Hell yeah, I would be surprised.
Yeah, me too. He doesn't seem like the guy. Like
That's what I meant. I know. You can look at a guy like A-Rod compared to Sosa, Bonds, or McGuire. A-Rod didn't look anywhere near that buff, and we knew those other guys were on steroids. Even Jose Canseco, whatever. But Christian Yelich doesn't even look like. I mean, I put him in like the Javi Baez category of like body type, but he's a lot lankier, obviously.
He's very lanky.
But I consider those guys like skinnier guys,
Yeah.
But Javi Baez is another one. He's become like a power hitter.
Yeah, and so looking at Baseball Savant right now, which I recommend everybody check out Baseball Savant. Shit's
Great
the bomb.
website.
Christian Yelich this season, he has increased his launch angle. He's at 12.9, which is high for him. And his exit velocity is through the roof. It's 94.4. He's in the top 1% of the league in exit velo. Which is, surprising. He's been top 6 before, top 7%, top 4%. He's always been in the top 10%, but now he's in the top 1% of the league. He's just on fire, man. He's in one of those streaks right now. The reason why I think that he could do it, one is because 48 games is a big sample size. That's close to a third of the season. And it just seems at some point guys like this cool off, and he just hasn't yet. So I don't know. It just reminds me of the Sosa, the McGuire year. Like McGuire, I feel like McGuire never cooled off in 1998. I feel like Barry Bonds never cooled off in 2001. And this guy missed his time for back issues, comes back and smacks a home run in his first game back. Like it's just like he's just on. It just seems like he's completely locked in. So I think he could do it.
Yeah, we could just be looking at a player in his prime. I mean, he's only 27.
He's 27 years old. Can you imagine?
So,
oh my God!
Imagine he's just this player for like the next 5 years.
Wow. I mean, the Yankees would be probably like, "Fuck, man, we got the wrong guy."
Yeah, we could have had Yelich.
Imagine. Oh my God! Just cream my pants. TMI. All right.
I mean, whatever, man. Sometimes people cream their pants.
Sometimes it's it's part of the.
God, I'm dying over here. I apologize.
Next topic. So let's stick to the steroids thing really quick, because I just want to make this completely clear to everyone who's listening out there. I'm not accusing this player of using PEDs, but the slump that he's currently in is insane, and it's making me wonder if the player that we had been seeing for the 3 years in which he was on fire was the result of performance-enhancing drugs, and that this player is really who he was in the beginning of his career. And I'm talking about Jose Ramirez. So
okay,
I'm going to give you some numbers really quick. Before breaking out in 2016, Jose Ramirez was a 239, 298, 346 hitter. That's average on base and slugging. 239, 298, 346. That's before breaking out in 2016. When he broke out in 2016, since then, he's been at the peak from 2016 to 2018. That's the peak of his career. He was hitting 300, 375, and 533, and he was an all-star, MVP caliber, this, and that. Then in May 30th of 2018, that's a year, like a couple days from now, a year ago, basically. A story came out of the Dominican Republic saying that Jose Ramirez was going to get suspended because he was using PEDs or whatever. It was eventually classified as a hoax, and then this happened. Since that story broke, he's hitting 227, 342, 406, which isn't that bad. It's not good, but it's not, atrocious. Then let's fast forward a little bit to August 15th. Let's say he stopped using steroids right around May 30th. Let's say that it took a month, maybe 2 months to wear off, and now he's regular Jose Ramirez. Since then, he's hitting 182, 302, and 293. And this season,
since the end of 2018, he's been
since August 15th, 2018, 182 on average, 302 on base, 293 slugging. That's from August 15th until today. And this season, he's hitting 197 with a 297 on base and a 295 slugging. And I want to remind you again, here was his numbers before he broke out. 236, 298, 346. This season, I'm going to say that again, 197, 297, 295. So his on base is identical and from what he was before he broke out, and his slugging is just slightly lower this season. So I'm saying that maybe he didn't get caught. Maybe that story was a hoax, but maybe it scared the shit out of him enough to make him stop using, and he reverted back to the player that he was before.
Maybe. He could also be too. Maybe he's lied about his age, and instead of 26, we're looking at a 36-year-old or something. But still, that wouldn't account for the last 3 years where he was an MVP caliber.
MVP caliber, and his WAR, if you want to use that as a measure, was increasing every season. And then all of a sudden, the story comes out and the shit hits the fan, and now his WAR is negative zero. You know what I mean?
Jesus,
or below zero. I mean,
it's definitely possible. It's just I feel like he got accused of that pretty early in the season last year, and he still had a pretty decent season. But you're right, I do remember him slumping towards the end of it all.
He had a decent season overall. Season overall because the first half before he was accused, he was a monster. He was the best player in baseball. I remember. And then he got accused, and the shit hit the fan. I mean, his numbers again since being accused. 239. No, that's not true. Hold on. Since being accused, 227, 342, 402. That's not the Jose Ramirez that we had been seeing. Not even close. Yeah. And the thing is that the one stat that would show you, I guess that shouldn't move in any way, shape, or form, that might be affected by batting average, but not because of your walk rate, is his on base percentage. His on base percentage at his peak was 375. His average was 300. Then he stops using it, drops to 300, and then it stays around around that 300 mark. That number is the most constant out of all of them. So it's telling me that everything else is declining. It's not his eyes. You know what I mean? He's still seeing the ball the same way.
I think you might be right, man. I think he might be one of those that used, and maybe he wanted to do what everybody else did, use it until he can sign that big contract. But maybe he did get scared because of the accusations. But I don't know. It's unfortunate if that's exactly what happened. And it sucks too because he was like a very good two-way player. He was good at multiple positions too. Mm-hmm. Another Dominican goes down.
I hope that is not true. Again, he never got caught, never tested positive. He wasn't suspended after that story came out. But I just find it really suspicious that since then we've seen a different player, or rather, we got the player that he was before the breakout. You know what I mean? 2013 to 2015, where he was essentially a 200, 250 hitter, 300 on base guy, couldn't even exceed 400 slugging. Like, I don't know. I like Jose Ramirez. In the fantasy league, I traded Clayton Kershaw for Jose Ramirez because I believed that he was going to break out of this. But I think at this point, this is a year's worth of data. I think this is it. If he gets out of this, I'd be surprised, to be honest.
Yeah, even I tried trading for him. You turned it down, but that's okay.
What are you going to do, right? I want to look at his StatCast numbers real quick. So I want to see if it's impacted his... there's a lot of Ramirez's.
Defense?
No, if it's impacted like his exit velocity, or if he's trying to uppercut the swing, because maybe there's another explanation for it. You know what I mean?
We're
doing the old... go ahead.
I honestly don't think he's going to turn it around this year. I don't see it happen. It's like you said, we already have dating back to last season, but it's already been a pretty... he's already played 2 months of baseball, and he's not showing much improvement since. If anything, numbers should be inflated in the beginning, not this bad,
Yeah.
So it's gonna be hard for him to dig himself out of this one. But not just Jose Ramirez though. What about the Indians? Like, they're not. I don't consider them one of those playoff contending teams as I always used to for the past 4 or 5 years. You know?
Yeah, I think that Jose Ramirez plays a huge role in that, because last year we were comparing Jose Ramirez and Francisco Lindor, that dynamic duo, to JD Martinez and Mookie Betts. All of a sudden, it's like the Boston Red Sox losing JD Martinez tomorrow. Yep. I know that he hasn't been the JD Martinez that he was last season, but he's not hurting the team either. At this point, Jose Ramirez is flat out just hurting his team, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Indians. They're 1 game under 500. They're 10 games back from the Twins, who are in first place. The Twins, I don't know how the hell, but maybe getting rid of Joe Mauer has something to do with it.
Maybe the new manager, Rocco Baldelli.
Maybe the new manager. But I saw a stat. They're the best team offensively in away games. What did I do? Picked up a pitcher that they were going to face away that day. Guy gave up like seven runs.
Mm-hmm. Best run differential in baseball. They're on pace to break the Yankees record set last year in home runs. I mean, I don't mean to toot my horn, CT, but I said it at the beginning of the season. The Minnesota Twins are going to be good this year.
No, I don't think I denied you. I'm surprised that they have a better run differential than the Astros. Wow.
Yeah, by 20 runs.
The Astros were ahead of everybody a couple weeks ago by a lot.
But the Twins are just hitting home runs left and right. And maybe Nelson Cruz in that lineup too. Maybe that's helping.
Could it just be the division? And once again, shout out to, and this doesn't make any sense, Cincinnati still has a plus 36 run differential and they're in last place.
Mm-hmm.
That division isn't, the Cubs are only, okay, so the Reds are only 6 games back. They're in last place, but they're only 6 games back. So I don't know if that means this is a good division or a bad division, but shout out to the AL East once again. Red Sox in third place, 40-plus run differential.
Yeah, man.
Tampa Bay 72, and the Yankees 68. What a division! Of course, we got Baltimore with negative 106. So yeah, good thing we get to play that team a couple times a year.
Yeah, thank you, Jesus. By the way, Jose Ramirez's exit velocity is pretty much identical for his entire career, around 88 to 89 miles an hour. So his launch angle is 3 degrees higher than it was last season. So I mean, maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe he's uppercutting.
So if his exit velocity has been pretty much the same, fucking hiccups. But if his exit velocity is pretty much the same, then doesn't that kind of debunk the whole PEDs? 'Cause I feel like his exit velocity would be
less,
like at its maximum in the years that we think that he used compared to what it is now. You're saying that it's pretty much the same?
Yeah, last year was 88.9. This year is 88.5. So, but that's the thing, and that's the thing that a lot of users will tell you, is that it's not like the Popeye spinach. You know, that you take the spinach and your muscles get bigger. You know, steroids help you recover better. Maybe he's making contact on baseballs and it's going 88.5 miles an hour, but maybe he's late on it. Maybe he's not, you know, his barrel percentage is down. You know what I mean? His barrel percentage is 2 points lower than it was last year.
I always looked at those PEDs kind of like, if we as fans know that it's a grind for 162 games. Mm-hmm. So I always looked at those PEDs kind of like this is going to get me through the game as if I just rested for a week.
Right.
And I'm good to go and I'm focused. Kind of like an Adderall. That's why athletes take Adderalls to focus more or whatever. Actually, I don't know if that's why they take Adderalls. I know that's what.
Let's keep it, man.
That's what students take Adderall for.
We'll keep it in there. We'll keep it in there.
Oh man, are my hiccups coming loud and clear?
Yeah, sure are. They sure are.
This whole time I've been trying to back up, but I can't.
It's all good.
Fuck.
It's all good. Yeah, man. I think that there's something to it. Now that I'm looking at his launch angle, has been increasing every year. This year, it's the highest it's ever been. So I mean, maybe he's just trying to hit everything for a home run.
Yeah, maybe he needs to find like a happy medium right in between where he is now and what he was his rookie. I guess like that launch angle in between all of that.
Yeah.
But again, I don't really. I mean, well, you know how I feel about launch angle. I feel like it's just a product of the of the outcome. I didn't really think that. I really can't believe that baseball players are going up there with the mindset of like trying to get like uppercut the ball enough, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like barreling the ball square will do the job.
Getting or going up there with the idea in mind that you want to get the ball in the air, but without changing your approach, you know? I don't know if that makes any sense, but I think that's what needs to happen. Just get the ball in the air, don't hit grounders, but let me not try to do a duke it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense. Okay, so that's Jose Ramirez. Let's move on to Max Scherzer and the Washington Nationals. So Max Scherzer this year I think he's this year's Jacob deGrom, except his luck is worse than Jacob deGrom's. And I don't know if you have that spreadsheet that you've been using to debunk my kill the win theory or whatever, but something tells me that if you plug in Max Scherzer's numbers, that his output should be more than what it is. So this is what's happening with Max Scherzer. He leads all of baseball in WAR, but he has a 2-5 record, and his team is 2-10 in his starts.
Okay.
So I think that at this point, the Nats are 10 games behind in the AL East, or the NL East rather. They're 8 games behind in for the second wild card. I think it's time for the Nats to sell, and I think that if they want to get quality players in return, that Max Scherzer needs to be dealt to a team, to a contender. And it has to be a contender that is looking to win a championship either this year or next year, because he only has 2 years on his contract and he's worth a shitload of money. So you're gonna want a lot of money back. He's owed $84+ million over the next 2 seasons. So
Worth it.
I think he's worth it too. He's a phenomenal pitcher. Maybe his ERA isn't as good as it's been in the past. His WHIP isn't as good as it's been in the past. But he's not. Like yesterday, he turned over a 2-0 lead against the Miami Marlins to his bullpen, and they couldn't secure it. They lost the game. You know,
the Nationals bullpen is terrible.
Oh my God, they're horrible.
Nationals are terrible. Yeah. Well, FIP. He leads the league in FIP, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that goes to show that if it's just without a defense, he's the best pitcher in baseball, I guess.
Right. Yes.
His defense isn't helping him out as much if his FIP is 2.3 versus his regular ERA of 3.26.
Right.
So his defense is costing him an entire run almost.
Essentially, and his bullpen too. I think it was John Heyman yesterday who put out a tweet. I'm going to talk very slowly so that I can find it and read it to you guys. But he put out a tweet yesterday that said that the Nats are 2-10 in games that Max Scherzer pitches. God damn it. A big reason is that the Nats pen has an 11.71 ERA in his starts. That's the highest pen ERA for a starter in baseball. So, one, his defense doesn't help him. Clearly, we see that with the difference between in FIP and ERA. And B, his bullpen isn't helping him either. And I think I looked this up. I think that if you subtract ERA from FIP, I think it's almost a run less than his ERA. I think that it ranks in the top 10 in baseball, meaning that it shows that his defense is not. He's not getting the help from his defense. You know what I mean?
So yeah, all right. So you're the Nats and you're the Yankees. You want Max Scherzer. What kind of package deal are you putting together to get Max Scherzer?
And that's the thing, is that the Yankees have been the ones that have been rumored. I think that in the MLB Network they were talking about sending Greg Bird and I think it was Loaiziga. It was Greg Bird, Loaiziga, Miguel Andujar, and I forget who the fourth player was. And while if I'm the Yankees, you do that in a heartbeat. Why the fuck would the Nats want to do that?
Yeah, Greg Bird.
Yeah.
Come on.
Greg
Bird, I don't feel bad for the guy because we find out he's a nice guy according to some people. But come on. Is he a selling point in any trade talk right now?
No, I think he's a throw-in. I think he's a throw-in, you know. I don't think that's gonna. I think it's gonna take Miguel Andujar. I think it's gonna. I think the fourth player was Clint Frazier. It was Bird and Duhar, Frazier, and goddamn it, Loaisiga. Which
They better throw in Estevan Florial too.
but hold on a second.
Shit.
If you take away Bird, because Bird is literally just a throw-in player in there, right? Like he doesn't make a difference in that trade. But the Loaisiga, Clint Frazier, and Miguel Andujar, that's not enticing enough to land Max Scherzer, you think?
Clint Frazier, Miguel Andujar, and
Loaisiga.
I don't think that's enough for Scherzer, man.
But keep in mind that Scherzer, you're also taking $84 million.
Oh yeah. Okay, like player caliber, I don't think it's enough. But when you take into account that you're eating that contract, yeah, I guess that can get it done. Can get it done.
And I'm assuming that that's what was included as well. I think that if you're the Yankees, in a heartbeat you do it. And I think that if you're the Nats, you might consider it. But there might be other teams that could offer you more money. But I'm trying to think of what are some other teams that can afford to take on $84 million and have the prospects to deal players. Yes, the Dodgers is one of them because they have an endless amount of money. They're like the Yankees and the Red Sox. They can spend. But the thing
I was
is,
gonna say the Padres.
The Padres.
But the money.
But they could. I mean, the thing with the Padres is they can give you a high quality. You know, they can give you a Tatis Jr. or something. You know what I mean? Like that might be worth more than that might be worth for the Nats. It might be worth to say, okay, if you give us Tatis Jr. and a couple of other players, we'll eat $20 million of his contract or some shit like that. You know what I mean? And then it's cheaper for the Padres. I don't know. I'm thinking Dodgers, Yankees, but then again, those teams are like they're hesitant to want to go past the threshold now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
But isn't Max Scherzer's deal structured like to defer across more years? How much is he getting paid on a per year basis this year and the next?
So when I looked at Spot Rack, I had seen that on Baseball Reference that some of it was deferred. When I look at Spot Rack, I can't see what the deferment is, and usually they break it down. So it either must be that it's not significant, or we just don't have the details.
Because I'm looking at so let's say it's not deferred. He's getting paid 37 this year and then 35 next year. Theoretically, the Astros could take him on.
The Astros, oh my God, can you imagine that?
They have enough prospects and they actually can take on that contract. I think that would be super unfair for baseball, but
oh my God, Garrett Cole, Verlander, Scherzer, Jesus, that's not fair. Man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I think that, and then it's okay. So here's the other option. The Nats, they haven't been playing to the like Juan Soto, for example, hasn't been Juan Soto of last year, but he's starting to heat up. He made the top 10 hitters from last week on my list this week. So he's starting to heat up. Rendon has been playing at a really high level. He's probably going to get traded at the deadline. You could probably get a couple of prospects there. And it's the bullpen. So isn't it feasible that you could possibly get some bullpen arms and fix this problem? Because the Nats, if we compare the Nats rosters to, say, the Mets, for example, and the Mets have been on fire since we talked shit about them last week. It's the welcome to the show jinx, I'm telling you. I think that the Nats are better than the Mets, personally.
Do you?
I think Patrick Corbin has been better than we expected. Max Scherzer has been amazing this year, and Steven Strasburg has been really good too. Yeah. And then you have Juan Soto, Rendon. These are quality players. You know what I mean?
So what you're saying is instead of trading guys away, they should sign Kimbrel and maybe trade for another bullpen arm and fix it?
I don't know why anybody hasn't signed Kimbrel yet, let alone a team whose bullpen is imploding as we speak.
Yeah.
Who can't win. Your best starter can't win a game because of the bullpen. I mean,
well, to be fair, the Nats, I mean, they can sign Kimbrel. I feel like they have their payroll's sitting at 163, so they have room to sign. And they have
Doolittle, who's an elite reliever. They have a good reliever in their pen. You know what I mean? Maybe he's not having a good year this year. I think he's having a decent year, but he's a really good relief pitcher. I mean, last year I think he was pitching to like a 1-something ERA, if I remember correctly.
So the Nats are 9.5 games back from first place, and as good as I think Philly is, maybe because they just haven't hit that stride yet, but I feel like Philly can lose a game to anybody from what I've seen.
They're not scaring me right now. No.
Yeah, they're really not. Even though I still think they're the favorite to win the division.
Mm-hmm.
I think we said that in the beginning, but nobody's really running away with it yet. You know.
So let me see. Their bullpen does suck. Holy shit. The only person with a decent ERA is Doolittle, and he has a 3.68 ERA. But we know that he has potential. We know that he could be better than this. So add one or two more arms. Say, I don't know, say the Yankees make a run for Anthony Rendon. Gio Urshela starts playing like he normally plays, and they're looking to put somebody over at third for the rest of the year. And the Yankees say, we'll give you Tommy Kahnle and I'm trying to think of another bullpen. Let's say they wouldn't do Dylan Betances, but let's say they do Tommy Kahnle and Adam Ottavino or something. I don't know. No, he's worth too much money. Who could they give up? Holder? Nah, he's not good enough. He's good. Oh, man. That would hurt. But I guess, all right, let's say they say Betances and Tommy Kahnle for Anthony Rendon. Would you do it?
Yeah, I would do it. But again,
but then you're hurting your lineup.
Is like, what?
Then you're hurting your lineup. I don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't think the Yankees should touch it. I don't think the Yankees should touch their team.
Me neither.
I mean, you think they're gonna get Keuchel?
It looks like they're scouting him out. It looks like, but is that just them doing what their due diligence, or is it for real?
But I mean, I just feel like I don't know, man. I wouldn't trade anybody who's on the roster right now for like Rendon, I guess. I wouldn't touch it. The Yankees don't need to improve. I mean, no. You can never not have a good team. You can always improve. But the Keuchel thing makes more sense, so they don't have to give anything up. But then again, what are they hoarding all these prospects for? Like, what's the big splash that they're gonna do? They can't have all these guys up in the majors. Some of these guys are gonna have to go back down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I just saw this, by the way.
I think Votto
has a hamstring injury?
No, stop.
What?
You
have the Fuku this year.
Injuries left and right.
You are the Fuku this year. I think the Fuku fucked with you, gave you that 6-0, 6-1 standings, and then it's now it's going to destroy you.
Yeah, wow. I have 4 guys on the 10-day DL, which is really some bullshit because 10-day DL my ass, more like the 50 or 20-something day DL. And then I have 3 guys day-to-day, and another one of my guys not in the lineup today.
Damn, man.
Wow. Well, man, you know what? That's why there's...
Well, it's a good thing that you have the lead in the standings that you have, because...
That's why you go do everything you can to win the first games of the year.
Exactly.
Just in case something like this happens.
Exactly. That's why I always say a win in April is just as important as a win in October. Win is a win.
And damn it, how come we as humans don't have a cure for hiccups?
I don't know, but I gotta
tell
you,
CT,
CT,
something that I could take.
My timer since we started talking was 48 minutes ago. Your hiccups has been here for the entire 48 minutes. This is impressive. I'm gonna keep an eye on this, guys, and I'll keep you abreast of the time as we roll on here. CT. Let's move on to the next topic. So I figured it would be interesting if you and I filled out an all-star ballot together while we're on the air, as we say. So go. Click on that link and let's talk about this while we decide. So let me know when you're there, and
I'm here.
All right. For first base in the American League, who do you got?
First base in the American League.
I know who I'm picking already, so let me go first, and then you can. Okay, I'm a Yankees fan, but I honestly believe that it should be Luke Voit.
Oh, man. This is a tough one. I mean, are we trying to... Is this... I forget. When you're making a ballot, are you allowed to pick... It's just one player?
I think one player, yes.
You know what? I'll give it to Voit. He's been consistent enough.
I think the only other player that I would consider is Carlos Santana, because he's been really good this season. But I think that Luke Voit has been more important to his team. I know that's kind of lame to say.
No, definitely, I know.
But he's been way more important to the Yankees, and he's gone on runs where exactly when the Yankees needed him to go on a run. So I'm going Luke Voit.
Okay.
All right.
I won't fight you.
All right. Let's do National League.
Oh shit! Give me Josh Bell.
Yeah, hands down. I agree. 100%. What is he on?
Alonso. Yeah, no, he's on something because there's no way he had that type of season last year.
Oh my God, Freddie Freeman's been really good.
Reese Hoskins too, though.
Reese Hoskins been really good this season. Yeah,
I'm so happy I see Eric Hosmer turning it around. Not that he's this impact player he was on Kansas City, but I like that he's not a scrub like he was last year.
Same here.
I'm a huge Eric Hosmer fan. I wanted the Red Sox to get him.
I'm gonna add a topic for after this that we need to discuss. But now that we're mentioning it, let me just write it down so I don't forget. After the All-Star, we're gonna discuss this topic here. All right, let's move on. That's what we call a tease in the business, CT. Second base, American League. I'm gonna go Whit Merrifield.
You almost got to give it to LeMahieu.
Chavis has been really good too.
Chavis has been good too, yeah.
Whit Merrifield has been really good.
It's between Chavis and, Tommy LaStella is doing some other shit this year. Oh my
God, yeah.
So I guess if we're going numbers wise, giving it to him. But in terms of impact, Chavis has been an impact on the Red Sox. LeMahieu's been a big impact on the Yankees.
LeMahieu's been the most consistent player on the Yankees. Yeah. But he doesn't have the best numbers.
No.
So if we go by who deserves it, it's between Chavis and LaStella, I think.
No, it is, yeah.
Chavis has played less games, right? Or no?
Yeah, he definitely has because he didn't start the season on the opening day roster.
Did LaStella? Because LaStella was a bench player with the Cubs.
I have no idea.
Let's take a look. LaStella has played 48 games. I love Baseball Reference. And Chavis has played, and I love Fast Internet, 33 games. So LaStella has been more consistent for longer.
Give it to LaStella.
All right, LaStella.
That's a random ass guy to have on
an
All-Star ballot, but
all right, National League second base. This one's tough.
Marte.
Oh, Ketel Marte. Yeah, he's been really good this year. I think that's it. I think that's the easy one.
Wait, they have Mike Moustakas at second base?
Yeah, man, he was playing second with the Brewers, and then who did they sign so that they can move him over? I can't remember. They signed somebody so that they can slide Moustakas back over to third, but I can't remember who it was. So let's forget I said that. I think it's Ketel Marte. I agree with you.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Third base, American League. Rafi Devers, I think. He's been out of this world over the last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is Kyle Seager listed?
Kyle Seager?
He just came back 2 days ago.
I think they put everybody up here.
Oh, okay.
Every starting third baseman.
I'm gonna go.
Why is Jose Ramirez up there?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe he's been playing third base primarily. I'm going Rafi Devers.
Okay. Ooh, Hunter Dozier though.
Oh right, damn.
I might have to give it to Dozier. He's been really consistent all year.
He has been.
Wow, that's a tough one though.
No, you're right. Rafi kicked it on 2-3 weeks ago. Dozier's been good all season long. I think you're right.
Yeah, in numbers, he has the best numbers as well.
Yeah. All right, National League. I don't even think I need to look at this.
Nah, honestly, I was gonna say Chris Bryant, but Nolan Arenado. This last month, Nolan Arenado's been insane. So I got to go with Arenado again.
That's my dog. All right. Echoreta.
Wait, are you selecting these? Because I'm just scrolling through.
Yeah, no, I'm selecting.
I'm not selecting.
I'm selecting. Echoreta. That means shortstop.
Shortstop.
Dominican.
See another one of my guys up there. Very happy.
Tim Anderson. He's gonna fall off soon.
You think? Why would you say something like that, man?
I don't know, man.
I don't need this right now.
It's
wow.
a beautiful day.
I didn't think Carlos Correa was having this good of a season.
It's a beautiful day in the Glaberhood. A beautiful day for a Glaber. Would you be my? I think Correa is having the best. For me. It's between Correa, Bogarts, and Glaber.
Damn, so you don't like Tim Anderson, huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot about Tim Anderson. Shit, even Elvis Andrus is having a good year.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me. I guess numbers-wise, Correa, but Man, ever since Correa proposed to his girl, I'll always say this. Ever since he's proposed to his girlfriend, and after that World Series win, I just look at him different.
He has it all. He doesn't need an all-star appearance. Okay, I'm gonna eliminate Glaber. Jorge Polanco's having a good year too. Actually, he has the best numbers.
Jorge Polanco?
Yeah, man.
Wow. Yeah, let's give it to him.
Jorge Polanco it is. All right. National League. Javi Baez comes to mind immediately.
DeJong is having a good season.
Oh, watch your language.
DeJong?
DeJong is having a good season.
Yep.
He was a top prospect. I remember him being selected up high, like not long ago too.
These hiccups are just coming more frequently.
Yeah, this is impressive, man. We're entering minute 54 here with the hiccups.
I'm going DeJong, Baez.
I'm going Javi Baez.
Okay. That's he's gonna get it anyways. He's like one of the most popular players.
Let me just do a quick once over. I think it's Javi Baez. Fernando Tatis is having a better year than I thought, even though he's been hurt.
Yeah, he's been hurt all this time. So I honestly think those numbers will be a little bit worse because he's been gone since like April 30. I'm dying. I'm dying here. All right.
Quick fact
Water's
check.
not helping. Holding my breath is not helping.
Quick fact check. I said that DeJong was drafted high. False news. He was or fake news rather. He was drafted in the 38th round in 2014. Elected to stay in college, and then was drafted again the following year and was drafted in the 4th round. Just wanted to correct that. All right, catcher. So top of my mind.
I would have given this to the
Gary?
Twins catcher.
Oh yeah,
but he's not even up here. So is he not?
Yeah,
even
he
the
is.
starting catcher.
Jason Castro.
No, it's not Jason.
Oh,
Castro.
Carver.
It's, what was it?
Carver. The guy that got hurt. Yeah.
He wasn't even the starting catcher. What the hell? I've been lied to all the
No,
time?
he was the backup. Jason Castro got hurt. Carver took over, then he got hurt.
Catcher Gary Sanchez.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, he's 16 home runs. No catcher is near that.
That's insane. And for the National League, I think it's hands down Wilson Contreras. There's not even.
Yeah, get them. Oh, I thought you were going to say, for a second, I thought you were going to say Wilson Ramos.
No.
I was like, fuck it, man. Get him in there.
No, hell no. Wilson Contreras.
Yeah, Wilson Contreras has been killing it.
Outfield. We get to pick 3. This is going to be tough.
Wow.
Michael Brantley's been a beast.
He has.
Sin-Soo Choo. Jesus. Joey Gallo. I want to get Gallo in there. I'm gonna select Gallo. You pick the next one.
Yeah. Oh man, Austin Meadows is a good one. Can't believe I had him on my team too, but I had to drop him due to injury. George Springer. All right, let's go Gallo, Springer, and Trout. I guess Trout's having a great season. Like,
oh really?
His average is low, but I mean we can go George Springer has to go.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so Trout, Springer, and Gallo. How about
I might have to get Trout out of there for Austin Meadows. I don't know.
Well, Springer's on the DL, so should we swap or no? Or should we swap Gallo? Take Gallo out, maybe. Nah, man.
I mean, yeah, I would take Gallo out, but he's killing it this year. So,
and now you have my child crying in the background. Do you hear that?
I just hear the echo of my hiccups in my room. That's what I hear.
Should I swap Gallo for Meadows?
I think, but I mean, what do you think about Meadows? He missed some time, but what do you think about Meadows?
I mean, his numbers are insane.
Yeah.
If only we could pick 4.
Well,
I don't know.
let's just pick 4. Fuck it.
I
know you can't, but let's in our hearts.
All right, in our hearts. National League.
So Springer, Meadows, Gallo, and Trout.
There it is.
National League. Cody Bellinger's got to go. Christian Yelich.
Bellinger, Yelich.
Yelich.
Where are these guys?
Bellinger's.
There he is.
towards
Cody
the top.
Bellinger. Yelich is toward the bottom. From me, Reyes has been really good, but his numbers, other players have better numbers.
Yelich, Bellinger, and oh man,
Conforto.
There's really no clear cut. Charlie Blackmon.
Yeah, he just landed on the IL too, but I think it has to be Charlie Blackmon.
Wow, really?
Yeah, Charlie Blackmon it is. So racist.
All right, do we got to pick a DH? No,
D.
right? Yep, that's a
H.
Why can't you see? Actually, I think this is stupid. Why can't you pick a DH for the National League if they're going to be using pinch hitters anyways?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Daniel Vogelcock.
Give it a JD, baby.
JD Justingers Martinez.
Oh, Hunter Pence.
Hunter Pence.
Nah, oh man, I don't know. I really don't know who to choose from this one. They're all like the same.
Yeah, if we look at numbers,
Oh my God, the 2019 Google MLB All-Star ballot. Google.
What?
This is gonna be horrible.
I guess it has to be Vogelbach. Vogel guy. If we're gonna go by numbers.
I'm good with Vogelback, but if this is being hosted by Google, this is gonna be terrible. Google is not what you think, man.
They're spying on us.
If you use Google to listen to our podcast, you might notice that it takes like a half a day to render.
Truth. Did we pick a pitcher? You don't get to pick a pitcher?
That's. Wait.
Review and submit. I submitted it. All right. I don't get to pick a pitcher. This is
no way. No way.
Lame.
Are you sure?
I mean, I don't.
That's weird.
Right?
Weird.
Okay, we don't get to pick our pitchers. I see why. It's because this year the All-Star ballot is different. So cast your vote in the primary until June 21st, then find out who will advance to the first ever starter selection. So they're going to do it like the NBA.
Oh.
Okay, so fans are going to pick a list of players and then okay, I gotcha.
Do it the NBA way, because the NBA All-Star game is classic. It's can't wait for that one.
Yeah, right. Okay, so
snooze fest.
So that's our All-Star team, ladies and gentlemen. You can vote. You can select. You fill out your ballot on MLB.com, and share with us on Twitter who you selected. And we will read it out on the air next week, maybe or not.
Oh yeah.
All right. Here's the other thing that I wanted to talk about real quick before I get into that NBA question. Pablo Sandoval. If I'm the Red Sox, I'm suing this guy for my money back.
Yeah, they should.
Because how is he having the type of season that he's having right now?
956 OPS. The first thing I see when I click his name on is like, come on, really?
He even pitched a few games this season and did well.
That little fat guy.
But seriously, like, how is that even possible? The Red Sox, and if you look on Baseball Reference and you scroll down, the Red Sox are still paying this guy. This year, they're paying him $18,045,000. $18 million on your payroll because of this guy. If I'm the Boston Red Sox, I'm like, I'm suing your ass. You like,
yeah, that's what I said.
You neglected your responsibility, whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Yeah. We signed him when he was 28. Like, we had at least 5 years out of him of production. The fact that he's producing this year just proves that. I said it. If he ever comes into Fenway or we go play them in the Giants, I would plunk him a couple times.
Yeah, man.
Fuck it.
Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Last question, CT, before we sign off. This is going to be one of those quick episodes. We haven't had one in a while.
Okay.
Okay. Kawhi Leonard.
Thanks for sparing me my...
Yeah, those hiccups, man. We're approaching minute 63, ladies and gentlemen, with the hiccups. Minute 63, in case you were wondering. Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors came back in a big way, and now they're gonna to win the conference finals in the East. Now they're gonna face off against again the Golden State Warriors in the West in the finals, and it got me to think who the Knicks have 2 max contracts that they can go out and get next season. Who should the Knicks go after if you were the Knicks? And I'm talking Knicks because I'm a Knicks fan. I don't know what team you're a fan of. What team are you a fan of? Oh, my God. All right. Anyway, I don't know why you can't just pick a New York team.
ATL, baby.
Aside from the freaking Buffalo Bills. You like whatever. Okay.
All right. Yeah, let's not get into that.
Yeah, let's not get into it. That's neither here.
Because the Bills will wash any New York team right now.
Okay. That's neither here nor there. All right. So if you're the Knicks, who do you take? Do you take Kevin Durant next year, or do you take Kawhi Leonard?
That's tough because I think Durant is the best player, like single best player in the NBA right now, right? Mm-hmm. I think offensively he's better than anybody in the NBA. Maybe him and Steph Curry are like the 1 and 2 offensive players, right? Whatever. But there's just something about Kawhi and like the way that he just takes over games and he plays both ends of the ball and he just doesn't give up. That he makes you wonder. But I always get the feeling that Kawhi can fall off the cliff at any point. I don't think Durant's reign as one of the best players is over anytime soon. With Kawhi Leonard, I don't know what it is. Maybe him sitting out a whole year made me forget how good he was. I always have the feeling that his time of being that elite is limited because he does look kind of slow sometimes and everything. I still don't know how he gets open. I feel like he doesn't do anything crazy, but he just takes over games. And honestly, I like Kawhi better than Durant. But if I had to start a team around either or, I might be taking Durant.
So yeah, go ahead.
Let me just finish this. Now that I think about it as a Knick, like if I'm the Knicks or whatever, I might be taking Durant I might be taking Kawhi Leonard because I really do think Durant in the New York media is going to be a disaster.
Right.
Like he doesn't know how to handle anything.
Right.
Like that. His feelings get hurt too easly.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen if he plays for the Knicks?
Oof. That's exactly what I was going to say is that in New York you have to deal with the media every single day. And Kawhi Leonard is good at it. He's soft-spoken. He says the right things. He answers the questions no matter how stupid they are. Kevin Durant has a negative relationship with the media, and he's in a Twitter battle with Chris Broussard. Like, it's too much.
What's that about?
Oh my God! I guess that Chris Broussard said that he's been texting with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant says that they've never texted back and forth. Chris Broussard said, yes, we have through DMs. We've texted back and forth 3-4 hours at a time. DMs aren't text messages. This is such a fucking stupid dispute between the two of them. But it just goes to show, like, why are you even engaging in this kind of shit if you're Kevin Durant?
Yeah.
You're the best player in basketball.
This kind of reminds me of when Stephen A. Smith said something similar about Durant right before he left the Thunder, that Durant was thinking about going to the Lakers or something like that, and Kevin Durant was like, that's completely false. I've never had a conversation with this man in my life. And then it turned into like a really weird thing where Stephen A. Smith had to call his like street credibility into a conversation. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
Where he's like, don't be messing with me. Like, I know people or something like that. I don't know. It was
Slava manka dink go.
Sure enough, Kevin Durant ended up leaving the Thunder. He didn't go to the Lakers, but he went to the Warriors.
Yeah,
I think Kevin Durant is just I think him. I lump him, Kyrie Irving, into like the same category of just babies. They don't know how. I don't think they know how
good they have it.
What the position they're in, how good it is.
Well,
compared to
so
others.
So this is what I was gonna say. So my dilemma with this thing is twofold. So, Kevin Durant is, like you said, I agree with you. He's the best basketball player in the NBA right now. So it would almost be like when
to go with Kevin Durant on your team, you're guaranteed to go to the playoffs. Same thing with Kawhi Leonard, though. But yeah, it's almost like when the Knicks almost gave up everything at a chance to get LeBron James. I think it was in 2010 when he decided to go to Miami or whatever. You're getting a replay of this again this season, where you can make an aim at the best player in the NBA, but the problem is that when LeBron James
was available back in 2010 or whatever that year was, there wasn't a Kawhi Leonard at the time. Now there is a Kawhi Leonard. And the difference between both players is that Kawhi Leonard is good on both sides of the basketball, and his relationship with the media is a lot better. So getting both players, you're improving your team exponentially. You become a playoff team with both players. One of those players just happens to be the greatest of all time. He could drop 50 on any given night, whereas Kawhi, I'm not sure that he could do that. So now here's the other thing with Kawhi that a lot of people aren't talking about is how he ended his tenure with the San Antonio Spurs. That wasn't positive either. He just flat out sat out. He just refused to play. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's with a team that was not it's still considered an unselfish team. Everybody plays together, and they've gone on a tremendous run of postseason appearances with subpar players. So that kind of worries me too. What happens if he decides, I don't feel like playing with the Knicks anymore? He's just going to decide to sit on the bench again. You know what I mean? It's been in his past. He's done it before. So can he do it again? You know what I'm saying? That kind of worries me. But overall, Spurs, I think I want Kawhi because I think that New York, I don't know if you remember, we talked about this before, how certain teams have certain personalities, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, their personality is like they run the football a lot. They're hard-nosed players. The Raiders, their personality is that they're dirty players. The 49ers are pass-heavy, shit like that, whatever. The Yankees are home run hitters. The Red Sox are scrappy players, yada, 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 how teams have personalities, this and that. The Knicks' personality has always been defensive-minded. The defense, right? That started in New York. And I think that a player like
knowledge right here, man.
A player like Kawhi would get so much respect and love in this city because he's going to play hard every single night, if he decides he wants to play. But you're taking the risk of, is he going to decide one day, I don't want to play for this franchise anymore. I'm just not going to play anymore.
Well, I mean, that whole Kawhi and the Spurs thing was so bizarre, and I always thought Kawhi was the perfect player for Greg Popovich, right?
Oh my God, yeah, man.
But I think lately we've been seeing some stories coming out that he wasn't treated the best.
Yeah. In
that locker room, I think as long as the Knicks keep him happy, they'll get what we're seeing now with Toronto. But yeah, I mean, I think Kawhi Leonard is the perfect basketball player for any team. I feel like he's always going to be Kawhi.
Yeah.
Durant, I mean, he really couldn't handle what people were saying about him when he couldn't win with the Thunder.
Oh my God.
He still has issues with what people say about him on the Warriors. What's going to happen when he becomes the single focus? I mean, he joined the team like the Warriors where you got guys like Steph Curry alone is just as popular as any player. But what happens when you join the Knicks and you're the single most popular player, and you're the one people look at when you guys are struggling or whatever, And what's Durant's reaction? Like, I feel like he's never matured as someone that can handle the media.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of it in basketball.
And can we discuss one more thing about Durant is that he keeps getting credit for the championships with the Warriors. I think he was the Finals MVP twice, right? Yeah. So, but look at what we have now. He hurt himself prior to this to the Western Conference Finals, right? So he didn't play in the Western Conference Finals. The Warriors still managed to sweep their opponent and are in the finals again. Or did they lose one game? I think they swept, right?
No, they swept. They swept the Trailblazers. It's not a bad team.
Okay, yeah, so they swept the Trailblazers without Kevin Durant, and they're making it to the finals. They're heavily favored to beat the Toronto Raptors in the finals without Durant. We don't know what's going to happen yet. So is it Durant that put them over the edge for the finals in the last two seasons? Because let's think back to the Oklahoma City Thunder. There was a time where it was Harden, Durant, and Westbrook. They didn't have a finals, so I mean
they did go to the finals. They lost to
but they didn't win. They
didn't win. Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say. So is it Durant that's the difference maker?
I just think the Warriors are so good, regardless if they have Durant or not. But I don't think that takes anything away from how good Durant is. I just think a lot of people hate that he went to the Warriors, which I kind of hated it too. But
yeah, and then look at Kawhi. Look at Kawhi. Last year, the Toronto Raptors went to the Eastern Conference Finals. They couldn't make it to the finals. This year they add Kawhi. He's the difference maker. He's taking them to the next level. And if they win the finals somehow, I think he catapults himself up there. He's not at Durant's level, but he's close to it. You know what I'm saying?
No,
he's like
if Kawhi Leonard wins the finals, then I do put him ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
Me personally. When he took on LeBron in the Miami Heat when they won the finals, I already thought Kawhi Leonard was like up there.
He was a beast.
He was a legit two-way player, and that was before he started shooting threes a lot. Now he shoots a lot more threes.
So here's another option for the Knicks. You have 2 max contracts. Get them both. Fuck Kyrie. Kawhi and Durant in New York.
I think Kyrie Irving in New York would be a disaster. I think Kyrie Irving with the Lakers would be a disaster.
Yeah, you don't. That's like an abusive marriage. You left each other because you couldn't stand each other in Cleveland. Kyrie and LeBron. Why are you gonna get back together? That's not gonna happen. I think Kyrie wants to come to New York, but I think that's gonna be again a disaster unless his PR person, whoever the fuck runs his PR side of the ball, is gonna have to tell him, listen, you're gonna have to answer questions. So. You're gonna have to suck it up because in New York you're gonna keep getting paid, but you're gonna get destroyed in New York.
And if I was someone's PR person in the NBA and I had a superstar like Kyrie, I'd tell him this. I'm like, listen, there's nothing you can say that makes you look like the bad guy because, well, actually there is. If you start pouting like a baby, you look like the bad guy. But basically, your superstar status in the NBA is like bigger than a movie star these days with the way that sports have blown up. Mm-hmm. Basically, just give a generic answer. We'll play your highlight and you'll always be good. There's no reason to kind of be, nobody has to question my character. Like, you guys in the media just like to make stuff up. Nah, like, just answer the generic question, keep it moving.
And that's it.
And also, don't verbally commit to a team and then not sign with that team. He verbally committed to staying with the Celtics. And people seem to forget that.
Yep, that's true.
That's annoying.
And the last thing, too, is with the media issue in New York where they're going to be on your ass regardless. The positive side of it is that if you win a championship with the New York Knicks, you're going to be like Mark Messier with the Rangers, where he brought them one championship. He's forever remembered as one of the greatest New York Ranger players of all time, even though he played with other players, with other teams way more than he did with the Rangers. The Knicks are starving for a championship. New York loves basketball. Basketball was born in New York, for God's sakes. You win a championship in New York City, you're gonna go down in history, forever. You're gonna be remembered forever. So, that's another thing to consider. Maybe you wanna deal with the media because if you win, you're gonna be a hero. You're gonna be an NBA legend. So, I don't know. That's another thing to consider. Right now, and maybe it's because of the moment currently, my heart is set on Kawhi Leonard, and it wasn't when the postseason started. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted Kevin Durant in the worst way. I really like how Kawhi Leonard is playing, and I like how I like his responses after the game. I like that he plays defense. I want Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I would say Kawhi Leonard too. Now, after having this conversation, I agree. Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah. Okay. How are the hiccups coming along?
I've been just like, holding them in. It's like hurting my chest and throat. So, still going.
We're on minute 77 with the hiccups. I think that's it, CT. So I don't know what you're gonna do after this. Are you gonna try to have somebody scare you, or tell us how are you gonna try to solve this issue, CT?
I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna let the fluids that I've been chugging this whole time make its way out.
Chugging fluids.
Yeah. And then I'm going to try what I told you, where I got a tall glass of water with a straw, cover my ears, gulp the whole thing. Hopefully that works. But this is painful, man. I really don't know what the purpose of hiccups is. Like is my body trying to tell me that I need air or something? Because I don't know.
That's a great question.
What purpose do hiccups serve, and why haven't we figured out how to, take a pill and get rid of them or something? Or I don't know. But damn, man, hiccups.
These hiccups have been brought to you by Audible. No, just kidding. All right, so let's sign off then. And we'll see if next week CT has the hiccups still, then we can maybe call the Guinness Book of World Records because we might have set a new record. My CT might be in the record books next week.
If I still have the hiccups next week, I might be dead. So there's no way I won't be able to sleep.
I've never had the hiccups for that long, man. And you said you had it before we started recording, so
about an hour before we started recording.
Yeah. So we're talking 2+ hours worth of hiccups here. This is impressive. This is impressive. All right, signing off. Okay, everybody, don't forget to drop a 5-star rating and review for the podcast wherever you're currently listening. It helps people to find our show, and as I always say, it makes us feel better. This show is brought to you by Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/welcome to the show. I use Audible. CT's used Audible before. If you do not like the book that you decide to download for free when you go to our link, you can exchange it for another, or if you sign up for an account, it will roll over to the next month, so you can get 2 books if you want next month. I'm talking about any book under the sun that's available on audible.com. Go on amazon.com and look for any book that you're interested in reading. If it has an Audible logo next to it, that means that you can download it, which is pretty much any book in the planet. So once again, that's audibletrial.com/welcome to the show, and you get a free audiobook download on us and a free month worth of Audible. The music for the show is by VM Varga and Rapturnal music by Naughty Productions. The logo is by Luigi Gomez. CT.
Peace out.
Peace.